What's up, guys? My name's Captain Dave, and welcome back to the Captain's Quarters, the video in which I go through and answer all of your questions and comments from last time's video. So, because I missed last week because I was in good old Amsterdam, we have a lot of comments, 2 weeks worth of comments to get through. So, let's start this one off straight away with Shane Miller, who said, "Hello, sir. I had never paid any close attention to the Mass Effect trilogy whatsoever until I watched your walkthroughs, after which I went directly out and bought them and have since then played them all the way through a few times. That being said, I am a major fan of them, and I know you are as well, and I must ask a favour. That being that you please watch this video I found and tell me your opinion of it, as it made me want to play it all over again. Thank you very much." So the link that Shane's put there is to a song. Oh, do you know, I've watched this song, watched and listened to this song many times. I've actually got this song on my phone. It's by a YouTube person called Maluka. It's called Reignite, and it's basically like a tribute song she made up, like using a different melody of all the different like Mass Effect like themes and scores, and she basically made a song for Mass Effect. It's actually fantastic. It's such a good song, and do you know what, Shane? It was the same with me as well. As soon as I heard this song the first time, I was like, okay, like I need to play this game again. Like, this is fantastic. In actual fact, there's a if you look, I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called the Happy Ending. Someone made a mod for Mass Effect 3 called the Happy Ending. I believe that's what it's called, where basically Shepard lives and everyone lives and everyone's happy. It's basically like the Destroy ending if everyone survived. And right at the end, when the credits start playing, they play Maluka's Reignite theme, which was really cool. Like, it really fit. Like, if they put that as the end song to Mass Effect 3, that literally would have just like made everyone just like, man, that was cool. Like, that was awesome. But no, it's really good. Actually, like, I'd really recommend. So like you guys don't have to go back to the old video, I'll put a link to her channel in the description to this video. But yeah, Maluka, she's really cool. She makes really awesome sort of like tributes. She either does like songs from games or she makes up her own versions. She has a lot for Skyrim. She does like Age of Oppression, Age of Aggression, the Dragonborn, Tales of the Tongues. Like, she does loads of songs. She's got one for Halo as well. I think actually she's become so popular that I swear she did a song for the actual Nazi Zombies game. I think, don't quote me on that, but like, she's become so popular she performs at like Comic-Con and stuff like that because everyone loves hearing it. But no, like, her songs are fantastic. So yeah, if you want to check it out, I'll put the link in the description to this video. But I really recommend it. She does a lot of game covers and she's just really brilliant songs. So no, I know exactly what you mean, Shane. Like, as soon as I heard like Reignite, like, I really just wanted to go back and play the whole trilogy again. I think it was like the soundtrack to my life, like when I was doing my Mass Effect walkthrough, was just that song. But no, it's cool. Like, anytime I'm getting ready to do a Skyrim walkthrough, I normally put a couple of like Skyrim tracks on. It just like really gets you in the mood. So, but yeah, no, I completely agree with you, man. She's awesome. Sheik Nabi said, only one more month to go until the Arkham Knight game comes out. Yeah, even less than that now, since it took me quite a while to record this. Having said that, you got a lot of you guys have always said, like, oh, am I going to play Arkham Knight and stuff like that? And I've always said, yes, I am. However, I don't know when it's going to be, because like, I don't know when I can get a next-gen console, yada, yada, yada. However, that might be sooner than I initially thought. I'm trying out a bunch of different stuff, but I might be able to get a next-gen console a lot sooner than I thought. So hopefully the walkthrough won't actually be too long after the game initially comes out, if I'm actually able to get myself an Xbox One, PS4, whatever have you. Probably be an Xbox One, mainly just because everyone I know has an Xbox One. Nothing to do with it being any better or any worse or blah blah blah. In fact, I've heard very good things about the PlayStation 4, but it's just one of those things. I always say, just get whatever console your friends have. So I'll probably be getting Xbox One, but yeah, no, I'm thinking of pre-ordering Arkham Knight so I can get some of the pre-ordering bonuses, some of the pre-ordering DLC you can get, and then that way I can just have it sitting there ready for when I eventually get my next-gen console. But yeah, hopefully that might be sooner than I initially thought. Like, it's not going to be like when the game first comes out, because even if I had a console, I still like to play the game first myself, but it might be sooner. I was thinking it was going to be months and months and months away, but it might not actually be as late as I was thinking. Might be the next walkthrough after Walking Dead, who knows. But yeah, so yeah, Arkham Knight. I've been looking at a few trailers of that, and I'm starting to get a bit pumped for that game now. Like, even if I couldn't afford it, I think I might have to splurge out and get a next gen anyway, just for that game. So, Sheik Nabi also said there are 2 DLC packs for Skyrim, Dawnguard and Dragonborn DLC. Yeah, there's a few people who've asked me, am I going to be doing the DLC for Skyrim, and I'm not certain right now, because there are a lot of cool things you can get with the DLC of Skyrim. But like one of the facts I think the cutest tiger said in reply to Sheik Nabi was actually saying you can build your own house and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. Like that'd be pretty awesome. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do the DLC yet. I mean, Skyrim itself is going to be a huge game, so I don't know. Let's see how I feel by the time I actually get my way through Skyrim. So. Sheik Nabi also went on to say, I am so overpowered in Skyrim, I'm a level 42. I also have the power that allows me to turn into a real-life werewolf and be absolutely overpowered. Do you know what, the first time I ever played Skyrim, I also did that. I think that if you become a werewolf, I think it's when you do all of the companion side quests. That's why I haven't really gone and spoke to the companions in my walkthrough yet, because I turned into a werewolf once before, and who knows, I might go down that route. I mean, it might be weird to see a Khajiit werewolf. It's sort of like a mixture of feline and canine put together a bit, but yeah, so I might do that route at some point, but I didn't want to do it straight away. I want to see what there is. There's so much of Skyrim I have no idea about, so I wanted to get out there and have a look first. That is, I'm assuming you're talking about Skyrim. I mean, for all we know, Sheik Nabi might be a real-life werewolf in real life, and if so, like, look at that, I've got a subscriber that's a werewolf, how awesome. He also went on to ask, how is Gaston's life going? Pretty dull at the moment, since I haven't recorded anything in quite some time. So pretty dull, but it should pick up soon. Because next time we're back with Skyrim, we're going to speak to the Greybeard. So in actual fact, having mentioned that, I did actually sit down and finally get some Skyrim recorded. But the good old Dave Luck decided to kick in, and I sat there and recorded. It must have been hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, and then I realised that where I've been doing these Captain's Quarters for the webcam, I have to lower my mic audio, and I forgot to raise it again. So it was an hour and a half, 2 hours of silent gameplay, which infuriated me. It made me pretty mad, because I finally got some stuff recorded and I couldn't use it. So thank God for hard saves, for manual saves. I can just go back and I can record it again. But yeah, that sucked. That really sucked. I finally got some recorded as well. It was pretty awesome. Some pretty cool stuff happened, but I won't say anything. It might happen again. So, one last question from Sheik Nabi was, one more thing. Who do you think is going to be the new Spider-Man actor? Yeah, and as the cutest tiger replied to you, Sheik Nabi, so far it's pretty much rumoured / guaranteed to be Isa Butterfield. Which, for any of you guys who don't watch Segway City, if you ever are interested in Marvel, DC, just all comic book, like, superhero movies, you should definitely watch the podcast me and Tommy do, Segway City, because that is literally all we talk about. Like, every week, I think we've had a half an hour discussion about what could happen in Civil War, and there's some set leak photos, and this actor's there, and that actor's there, and this character could be him, and, like, just in the one that, just in episode 7, like the one that went up yesterday, we were chatting about how Matthew McConaughey is rumoured to be Norman Osborn. Like, it's still rumoured, like, he's still in talks with both Marvel and DC, so we don't know which way he's going to go, but it's rumoured if he is in talks with Marvel, it's going to be Norman Osborn. So, yeah, so if you're ever interested, like, about, like, Marvel, DC, like, movie stuff, definitely check out Segway City, because we talk about that stuff, like, for, like, 2.5 hours of just Marvel movie goodness, so yeah, for like questions like that, you definitely want to check out Segway City. Faded Convict said, "Are you going to do the DLC for Skyrim when you beat the main campaign?" Yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm not certain. I've heard a lot of it's quite good, but I actually don't know all of the DLC, all of the DLC yet. So I might have to look into it, but I don't know. It depends how I feel when I complete the game, really, because it is a very long game. Sheik Nabi came back and said, wow, you've left a lot of comments, haven't you, Sheik? I don't mind it, it's cool. Sheik Nabi said, nice shelf full of games. Yeah, I do have quite a few, don't I? Most of them are just like repetitions of the same game, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, or like loads of Call of Duties back when I was really into that, so there could be more. Like, if you saw my my PS2 collection, like from obviously when I was quite a bit younger, like that boxes and boxes full of games. Absolutely full of games. But, yeah, no, when I went to like PS3, Xbox 360, I just started getting games that I really wanted. Whereas before, I just used to get absolutely everything. Like, if I just saw something that slightly tickled my fancy, I'd buy it. But obviously, I got older and had to start being more responsible, damn it. So, Tanjila Malik said, spoiler alert on Mass Effect. You have been warned. Have you ever thought that maybe there's a chance that they killed off Shepard to piss off all the fans? And what do you think the breathing scene is supposed to mean at the end of Mass Effect 3 if you choose the destroy ending? Finally, who are your top 7 Mass Effect squad mates? Top 7? That's an odd number to pick. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because there's normally 7 squad mates. But yeah, so the whole thing with Shepard dying and then him breathing, or like having that one breath at the end of the destroy thing, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, when they killed Shepard, I get that. Like, it was the end of the trilogy. And what better way to signify the end of the trilogy than having Shepard die? Like, it would have been cool if he lived. Like, we would have loved to see Shepard ride off into the sunset with whoever his romance option was, and all of his squad behind him, like, let's go. But then there would have always been this outcry for more Shepard, more Shepard, more Shepard, when Shepard coming back. So, I think by killing him off, it was like, it was a nail, quite literally, in the coffin. Like, Shepard's done. Like, this is his story over with. And what better way to make him seem like the galactic hero that he was than to have him give his life for the entire universe? Like, I think it was like perfectly summed up Shepard's character. But I don't think they did it to piss everyone off. I think it helped make it a more of an emotional ending. Like, as like cool as stuff as the suicide mission was, and don't get me wrong, that is like I think one of my favourite scenes and moments in any game ever. Like when you complete the suicide run and Shepard's running out, you got the Mass Effect 2 theme playing. Like, I love that. I go back and just watch that clip, and I have the suicide theme on my phone. I listen to it all the time. Like, there is just nothing more epic than that moment. Like, it was just so cool. But as cool as that was to end the trilogy, to end the franchise completely, I think you needed more of an emotional ending as opposed to a really awesome one. So I think that's why they went with Shepard's death. However, with him having that breath at the destroy, well, like everyone says, that's the perfect ending, and I think it's because, one, you destroy all the technology, which isn't really a perfect ending because the technology is going to be rebuilt, and then the same problems will just come back again. So it's one of those things like, yeah, it's a great short-term solution, but you know, the problems are going to come back again. That's why I think the synthesis was the best one, because even as the Catalyst said, it was like the final step in evolution, which they've tried before with, which I guess you could say with Sovereign and oh, what's his name? The Turian from the first game. Why am I forgetting his name? Oh, I keep thinking like Nihilus, something like, no, what was his name? No, that's gonna bug me. I've got to search this right now. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. How do I even search that? Mass Effect bad guy, like Turian Spectre. No, they just keep saying Turian Spectre. What? I swear it was Nihilus or something like that. Oh, this is where I need to live stream, because then you guys can just tell me, and it'll just save all of this stuff. Come on, what's his name? Someone actually tell me. I swear it's Nihilus, something like that. Come on. Saren. It's nothing like Nihilus. Where am I getting Nihilus from? Saren, yeah. So like with Sovereign and Saren in Mass Effect 1, getting back to what I was talking about, like they said they had tried synthesis, like basically merging organic and synthetic life together, and it just didn't work. And probably loads of times in the past as well. So they said like the fact that a human has made it this far was the first time they think that the galaxy was ready for that kind of situation to actually occur. They were actually ready to bond together. So like, that was the only way that it was ever going to be everlasting peace. If you destroy all organics or all synthetics, one of the two are eventually going to come back and the war's going to continue. So that's why I think synthesis was the best option. Like, yeah, not everyone wanted to merge with technology, but it was the gradual evolution. It was where it headed, and Shepard just sort of gave it a kick up the derriere and got it going. So, like, with regards to the destroy ending and then him breathing at the end, and I don't know, like, I can see why people thought that was the perfect ending, because Shepard still lived, and the Geth and all the Reapers and that were all destroyed, so like it was done and dusted. But I don't know, I think the way like before the DLC was done, the way it was really rushed, I think that some aspects they just sort of threw stuff in and just thought they might like that. Like maybe they just thought by making Shepard breathe at the end, everyone would be like, oh, like cool, and obviously they did, because then that whole indoctrination theory came about that Shepard wasn't really on the Citadel, he was actually still laying on the ground, and it was all in his mind, and it was the only way to make him submissive if he thought he had won, or something like that. So, I don't know. Like, I just honestly think they just threw it in there and thought fans would think it'd be really cool if he just suddenly breathes at the end or something like that. So, and it was the only one where his body wasn't completely destroyed. Like, Control, where you got sort of like basically just got evaporated. The Synthesis one, he got like assimilated into this whole big catalyst thing. So, Destroy was the only one where you didn't actually see his body get destroyed. So I think that was the only reason they did it, just to give fans a little bit of like, oh, Shepard could be coming back, this could be awesome. But yeah, like, I don't really hold much credence to it. Like, I think they've just seen what could happen. But who are my top 7 favourite squad mates in Mass Effect? You're making me pick. So, Grunt, Garrus. I'm gonna forget people. Grunt, Garrus. So like, when I do this, I'm gonna base this on everything. Like, not like someone might be a really awesome squad mate, but when it actually comes to the abilities they have, they might be useless. But they're just like, a cool character. So that's what I'm gonna base it as. Like, when you say squad mate, it's not actually their ability as a squad mate, but just out of all the squad mates, who was the coolest? Like, who did I like the most? So it'll be Grunt, Garrus, Tally, Morden, Jack. I kind of like Jack. Most of them are from Mass Effect 2, in fairness. I kind of want to put Javik in there, but I don't know. 2 more. Like, Thane's cool. Legion was cool, but he wasn't. That's the thing. There's a lot of them that were cool, but they weren't really my favourites. Like, they're not like ones that I would take on every mission. That's like Rex, I guess. One more. Who am I forgetting? Edie, Thane, Legion, Liara, Miranda, Jacob, the Aaron Cash of Mass Effect, Caden. There's someone I'm forgetting. Samara, the Justica. Who am I forgetting? Man, my mind's just. I'm getting older, and my mind is getting older with me. Forgetting Saren's name, forgetting squad mates. I don't know, like, I'm going to say Javik, I guess, for number 7. Like, I'm forgetting someone. I really am, and I'm going to kick myself when I find out who it is, because I get a feeling that I really like them. Oh, that's irritating. So, yeah, for now, I'll just say Grunt, Rex, Garrus, Tally, Morden, Javik, and Jack. I guess for now, like, I know I'm forgetting some, but, yeah, I'll do. That's cool. Yeah, I like them. They were pretty badass. One last question. Oh yeah. Another question from Sheik Nabi. You just keep coming back for more, don't you? One last question. Would you play Injustice: Gods Among Us or Mortal Kombat X? General Fire commented saying no, he won't, because I have been asked that many times before. But, am I digging myself a hole here? You guys might have eventually worn me down with this one. I'm setting a bad precedence by changing my mind. But Mortal Kombat X, no, I'm never going to play that. However, Injustice: Gods Among Us, I don't know. I've been thinking about it recently. I thought it might be a fun little walkthrough just to do for poops and giggles. Like, why not? So maybe. Like, I've said it once before. Like, I've got a list of how I'm gonna, like, when you say about games, I've got games that I'm never ever gonna do, games that I possibly want to do, but maybe at some point down the line, and then I've got my list of games that I'm definitely 100% gonna do. And it's just a matter of getting to them. Injustice used to be in the never column. It's now in the possibly column. So, it's bumped up. There's a possibility of maybe in the future. But, I wouldn't hold your breath. There's other stuff that I definitely want to do first, like the Lego games, Arkham Knight, stuff like that, so. JDude Gaming Inc. said, I didn't get to see your last Captain's Quarters, so this was the first time seeing your face, and I think you look quite good. Thank you very much, JDude. I appreciate it. But why is it that every time someone does a face reveal, they don't look at all like you think, like you would imagine them to be? Yeah, like, that's actually, like you said, you missed the first video, but that was something I said right at the very start of the first video, that was why I put it off for so long, was because, like you always do, you build up this picture inside your head of what you think they're going to look like, or even if you don't, like, you've heard the voice in your head for so long, eventually, it's just like you put a stranger's face on this voice that you know, and it always looks weird, like, it always does. I've had it in the past as well, where people have, like, removed their face, and I'm just like, man, like, you look nothing like I thought, but, hey, if I'm not going to look like you thought I was going to look like, at least I'll look good, so, cheers, J-Dude, I appreciate it. JDude Gaming also went on to say, what are the top 5 games you are most hyped for in the next 2 to 3 years? See, this is the problem, like, I've said this like many times, like, I don't really keep current with gaming knowledge, like, there's few things I really look forward to, like movies and TV shows are stuff that I look forward to a hell of a lot more than games, but I am looking forward to games. Mass Effect, the next Mass Effect, definitely looking forward to that. Even though I didn't complete the last Pokemon, I'm more than likely going to buy the next installment just because I do every year, so, yeah, I don't know, like, what's that, Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I don't know, I just kind of got bored playing it, I don't know why, I was so excited for that game to come out, but I just lost interest halfway through, which I've never done with a Pokemon game. It's the first game I've never completed, just because not because I couldn't, I just lost interest. But, yeah, but no, next Mass Effect, I'm looking forward to the Pokemons just because I always get them. Arkham Knight, I mean, I know that comes out like this month, but I'm looking forward to that. There are other games. What else am I looking forward to? See, that's the thing, like, I don't really follow news that much. Oh, Fallout 4. That'd be fun, and I know. Dave, you're looking forward to Fallout 4, you haven't even finished New Vegas yet. Like, I know. Like, I said this, we spoke about Fallout 4 in Segway City, and I prefaced it with saying, like, sorry guys, I know, but what can I say? I'm looking forward to Fallout 4. I am, it's cool. Like, they haven't done anything new with Fallout for ages, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Who knows? Maybe Fallout 4 will come out, and it will get my ass into gear, and I'll finally do New Vegas, like... Who knows? Like, I changed my mind with Gods Among Us. It's a brand new day in the land of Dave. But yeah, so Mass Effect, Pokemon, Fallout 4, Arkham Knight, and I don't know. Just do you know what? Nothing's been announced, but just a good Marvel game, like a really good Marvel game that isn't on a phone or isn't just a little beat 'em up game or isn't like the MMO or just like a good Marvel game. Like, an Ultimate Alliance 3 would be brilliant, like or. An Avengers game that isn't Lego. I don't know. Lego Jurassic Park. I'm kind of looking forward to that, but no. I'm just gonna put the last one as just some good Marvel game that hasn't been announced yet. But I just want a good Marvel game to come out. Like, there hasn't been any of them in a long time. Sheik the Bee is back again. Like, oh man, that's make you. This is like Captain's Quarters with special guest Sheik the Bee. He said, dude, is that electric piano behind you? Yeah, it is. It's a keyboard. I think, my aunt used to work at a school, and they were giving it away or something like that, so I picked it up. Like, I've always wanted to teach myself for the longest time, like, ever since I was quite young, actually. Always wanted to teach myself piano. Always loved the piano. Always loved the sound it creates. Like any sort of instrumental piece of music or anything. I always love the piano. I just love how it sounds. So I've been meaning to teach myself for a long time, but I don't know. Like with most things with me, I just never really got around to it. But yeah, I dabbled a little bit the first time I got it. But yeah, one day I will. I'll probably sit down and get some teach myself. But it's one of those things you can't just sit down and just be like, and now I play piano. Like, if I want to do it, I want to do it right, and I actually want to properly learn, like, to read music as well, and not just learn to play my one favourite song or something like that. But Shane Miller said, sorry to bother you again, however I forgot to ask my question. That being, if your subscribers were willing to donate money to get you a next generation console, with no one trying to use it as leverage to get you to play what they want, I would hope, would you be willing to accept or oppose the idea? Yeah, this is something I spoke about, God, I can't remember, like a month or so ago, quite a few weeks ago on one of the other Captain's Quarters. Like, I would be willing to do something like that, but there's just a part of me that just feels like it's... Like, even though I'd only use the money from that to buy myself, like, better editing software so I can turn out better quality videos, like, so I can get them in 1080p or get rid of a bit of... Because quite a lot of my videos, like, I've noticed sometimes, like, especially if it's very detailed and there's a lot of action happening, they're very pixelated. And that's something that happens between the upload process to YouTube. And I think that's the format, the type of format that I render it in. Because when I play it on my computer, it looks fine. And then when I upload it, it looks slightly pixelated. And it's something to do with how it's been uploaded. I know if I rendered it in a different video type, that doesn't happen as much. And the quality is almost exactly the same. But with the Sony Vegas Platinum that I got, because I was an idiot when I bought it, and I thought Platinum meant more, and it clearly didn't, I can't actually render in that video type, so... That's the thing. If I ever did something like that, I'd probably use the money. Like, all of it would be used just to get, like, a next-gen console, better editing software, finally a new PVR so it never cuts out anymore. Like, that's what I would use it for. So, I would want to do it, but there's just a part of me feels like, I don't know, like... I don't know, I've always hated asking for things. I always have. Like, I would help someone else and then not ask for help when I need it. Like, I just don't like asking for help. I don't know why. It's weird. It's something I really need to get over. But yeah, it's the thing. I would be willing to set it up. Like, if you guys were willing to donate, then yeah, I would. I mean, even if I set it up and nobody donated, like, would not care. Like, yeah, as long as people felt like they were doing it because they wanted to donate and they wanted to help get better equipment, get better games, stuff like that, then yeah, I would. But as long as everyone knew, like, under no circumstances was I actually asking for anything. Like, it's all your personal choice. Like, but yeah, so possibly, yeah. Lucas, I could never pronounce your last name, said, Dave, were you a Sega kid or were you a Nintendo kid? I was a Sega kid. Nearly said Nintendo there. That's a lie. I was a Sega kid. Like, I had a Sega Mega Drive, I believe, and it had like you had all the cartridges you had to put in the top and stuff like that. But they had one game that was installed like into the actual system itself, and it was Alex the Kid. And I loved that game. I loved that game so much. I spent hours upon hours upon hours playing that game. And the main reason I spent so long playing it was because unlike games now where you can save your progress, in that you had 2 or 3 lives, and when you died, and you went back to the very start of the game, and it was infuriating. It was so infuriating. In fact, I've downloaded it on my PlayStation. I actually have it on my PlayStation now, but just as fun, like, it holds up. It's like just like a pixelated like 2D platform where you just run and jump and hit people and stuff like that. But it holds up. It was a fun game. But yeah, I was Sega. Sonic. I had a little what was it? Game Gear. I think that was Sega as well. It's basically like a massive Game Boy in a sense. But yeah, I was a Sega kid. Shane Miller said, P.S. Your face personally makes me think of a cross between Wolverine and Gerald Butler. Shane Miller, flattery will get you everywhere. Thank you for that. There you go, my ego is now inflated tenfold. Zachary Perkins said, are you going to do a walkthrough of the game Life is Strange when all 5 parts come out? P.S. If you finally do a Pokemon walkthrough, would it be one of the real or fan-made games? If you choose to make a fan-made game, I should suggest Pokemon Reborn. But you might want to read up since there are tons of things you will miss at the start. So yeah, will I play Life is Strange? I've heard somebody, before I left university, I heard a few people talking about that. Apparently it's like Telltale, in the fact that it's one of those story-driven games. Yeah, I heard apparently it hasn't been done as well. Like, other than that, I know absolutely nothing about it. So, as of right now, I'm just going to go, No, I don't know. So, and with regards to Pokemon, I probably will never do a Pokemon walkthrough. I love the idea of doing a Pokemon walkthrough, but I feel like you need to be a guy who knows the ins and outs of Pokemon. And obviously, I know more than the average bear does about Pokemon, but I wouldn't say I'm like an expert or anything like that. So yeah, probably not. But Jean-Luc Picard said, have you ever wanted to work on any stories for comics or movies? And if you could, do you think you could write it solo, need to work with a partner, or just be the crazy idea guy? John, I would actually love something like that. That would be so cool. So I found, since being at university, it's a games design course, and it's more about really computer science. It's all about how the games are made, like the technical side, the 3D modeling, the programming, which I should have really researched a little bit more before I started, because I've found that since being there, the thing that really I find I'm passionate about is the creativity, not necessarily with how the game is made, but with the story of the game and the process it takes you through. And the reason why I love the 3D modeling and the animation and stuff like that was because it's a method of telling the story. So I found that when it comes to stuff like this, the story is like, as you guys know when I always talk about walkthroughs and stuff, the story is what I really love. So would I like to be work on the stories for comics and movies? Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I would love to do that. That would actually be really awesome. However, I don't think I could write it solo. I'm not a writer in any sense of the word. I could not write something on my own. I think it would, as you say, I think I'd be like the crazy idea guy. I think I would work best working with 1 or 2 different people, or like maybe a room full of people, and we all pitch ideas together. Or I think like you said, working with a partner. I think that if we worked as a partner or a very small focus group of like 2 or 3 people, that would be really cool. Because then one of you can have like the main idea, like someone says, "All right, this is the story we're doing," and the other 2 just help, say, "Okay, no, that makes no sense," or "What if we added this in here?" Like that would be awesome. And then next time round, it could be the other guy's chance to come up with the main story, and the other 2 sort of help. And now, I'd love that. I'd love that sort of stuff. Like it was actually just something similar. In the last episode of Segway City, we were talking about Aquaman, and we were saying about like how we feel it could be done. And why Tommy was explaining different things about Aquaman, I came up with like this entire scene in my head of like how like the Atlanteans like rise out of the water at the beach, and like literally to set the scene. I was like it's nighttime, you can see a fairground, it's all happy, and then you just see the white light shining off the water. Like I would love it. I love the creative side of like storytelling and stuff like that. Absolutely love it. But no, I wouldn't be able to do something like that on my own. No, I'm appalling, appalling writer. But no, I'd love. I don't know how the hell you'd ever get into stuff like that, but I'd love to be part of a creative team coming up with a story for like a film, a TV show, a comic. Like I would love that. I'd love to be sitting there in a room just throwing ideas around. That would be cool. That'd actually be really awesome. Oh man. As your dam said, Cap, can you play Dying Light? That's the zombie game, isn't it? Probably not. But I haven't watched any gameplay. I don't even know what the game's like. So for now, probably not. But who knows? I might watch it a bit one day and be like, "Holy hell, this is awesome." Dr. Bat 10 said, "Sorry, I haven't commented in a while. I've been busy. So how are you? First off, I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Dr. Bat? How are you doing? Second, you don't really. I think that's. Oh, you don't really look like I thought, but still knowing is half the battle. And what Marvel movie are you looking forward to, from Ant-Man to anything in Phase 3? And finally, have you seen anything for Civil War? Because I've seen some stuff. TTFN, ta-ta for now." Oh, nice bit of Tigger knowledge being dropped in there. So, alright, so first off, like, have I seen anything for Civil War? Like, you guys really do need to watch Segway City. Without a shadow of a doubt, every week for about half an hour, we've spoke about Civil War. We've released set photos, like behind-the-scenes stuff of the set photos. We've talked about possible rumours of who people like Martin Freeman could be in Civil War. We've oh yeah, man, we discussed Civil War like, so much. Every week we discuss Civil War, so definitely check that out, because we have. I can't even like list off all the stuff that we've spoke about for Civil War. Just check out each week. We always, every week, release a new bit of information, or like some set photos, or new characters, or stuff like that about Civil War. So we've heard quite a bit about Civil War. So Dr. Bat and everyone else who's interested in that sort of stuff, check out Segway City. Like, we talk about it every week in Civil War. But Marvel movie, what am I looking forward to, from Ant-Man to anything in Phase 3? So first and foremost, Civil War. That is the #1 film I'm looking forward to right now. I am amazingly pumped for that film. I'm worried I'm getting too hyped up and it's not going to live up to the expectations now. But yeah, so like, I'm really looking forward to Civil War. That's the #1 I'm looking forward to. After that, Spider-Man. The first of the Spider-Man franchise. I'm really excited to see how this is going to go, and I'm just excited to see Spider-Man interact with other characters from the MCU. Like we've seen, we've seen 5 Spider-Man films now, so it's going to be cool to finally see him with the other characters, or even if it's just one of them or 2 of them, or it's just going to be awesome just to see how that's going to go. Like, just saying that in my head, like, I thought it would be cool even if they, like, I literally just thought of this, and this goes back to what I was saying about, like, the creative thinking stuff. Like, I just thought that what if in the Spider-Man film, he doesn't even interact with the other characters, but they really throw it in your face about how it's a shared universe, because they're saying with the Spider-Man film that, he's not going to be an origin story. Like, this whole time he's been Spider-Man, like during the Avengers, during Thor, Cap, all this sort of stuff. He has been Spider-Man this whole time. He just hasn't been getting involved with the rest of the Avengers. So I think it would be cool if the first Spider-Man film, he's out there being Spider-Man, doing what he's doing. He doesn't necessarily interact with any of the other superheroes, but you just see them. Like, there's Stark Tower, or maybe at one point he's swinging along, and you see Iron Man just go flying past, like, above all the buildings. Or and then the Quinjet follow him, or something like that. Like, stuff like that, I think it would just be really cool. Just to, even if it's not like in your face, it's just you hear of it, and then on the news there's something about Ultron or Civil War, stuff like that would just be so cool. But no, so Civil War, Spider-Man, obviously the 2-part Infinity War. I'm like part 1 and part 2. It's amazing. I can't wait for them. 2018, 2019, I believe they come out. But I'm also looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think that film's gonna be yet again like the first one, just be amazing. Especially because, and we were speaking about this in Segway City as well, that this time they seem to be focusing a lot more on the actual characters of Guardians of the Galaxy and really building up the character development. So, no, it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, Civil War, Spider-Man, the Infinity Wars, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's gonna be cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to all of them. Like Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, the Inhumans, Black Panther. Like, I'm looking forward to all of them. I can't wait. But No, like them. I'll just put the two-part Avengers as just one film. So them four, like Guardians, Avengers, Spider-Man, and Cap 3. They're the ones I'm most pumped for right now. Ooh. Kirill Sotivov. Oh man, Sotirov. Kirill Sotirov. I butchered your name terribly, and I can only apologise. What is your favourite moment in Civil War #1? The General Fire quite accurately replied to all of it. Yeah, like that's pretty accurate. Favourite moment in Civil War #1. What happens at the end of the first? Like, I remember all of Civil War, but I can't remember what happens at the end of the first issue. Bear with me one moment. Let me grab Civil War. You also get to see my awesome flowery shorts while we're at it as well. So let's have a look. Let's have a look what actually happens at the end of Civil War issue 1. Where am I going with this? Civil War. Here we are. That collection of comics I have is coming so in handy. Like, I think every week so far, every week since I've had this camera, I've gone back there and grabbed a good old copy of Marvel's Civil War. Such an awesome issue. So right, let's have a look. Where does Civil War end? The first issue. Issue 1 ends with. So the obviously spoiler alert if nobody's read Civil War, but I highly recommend you do. Civil War #1 ends when Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Yellow Jacket Hank Pym say that they're going to work with the government and they're going to hunt down Cap and all that sort of stuff. So alright, so quite a lot happens in the first issue of Civil War. Man, I love this. Like, I'm just looking at the artwork right now. I love this story so much. I really do. Such a cool story. What's my favourite bit from that one? Yeah, I think General the Fire's right. It's just like all of it. Like, it's just so good. Like, it's just everything escalates so quickly. So there you got obviously when they're first dealing with the attack that happens on I don't know where it is, somewhere in America, and they're all working together. And they're saying, like, this is going to get worse, this is going to get worse a lot quicker. And then you got the big attack that happens in Stanford. Oh, it's all of it. Like, it's so cool. And then Cap jumping out the shield heli, which, by the way, you can tell I'm getting excited because my words aren't coming out now. But the bit, like, where shield jumps out Captain America jumps out the shield helicarrier from Maria Hill. If that happens in Civil War, I am going to lose my mind. Like, and they could even bring back the no swearing rule from Age of Ultron, because he jumps out of the shield helicarrier because Maria Hill's like, you're going to work for us or we're going to take you down. He's like, no, this isn't the way to do it. So they try to tranquilize him. He beats up all the shield guards because he's Captain America. Come on, and jumps out the helicarrier. Whether he planned this or not, I don't know. But he lands on like a jet that's flying below. And as he lands, like, he smashes his shield through. The guy, obviously terrified, is like, Jesus! And he's like, take me to the ground, boys, and watch the potty mouth. Like, that bit would be perfect, because it would be carrying on the joke from Age of Ultron about Cap not liking swearing. If he's just like, watch the potty mouth. Like, it sounds stupid, but like, that would be so cool. Like, it's the whole thing. Like, oh man, I'm going to read Civil War again now. I finally finished reading Avengers and New Avengers, and I've got all caught up. Like, I'm not caught up, like, I'm not up to date, but I'm as caught up as I can with the Marvel, like, unlimited digital subscription thingy. So, like, I'm all up to date as I'm gonna get. I'm at Times Runs Out now, where the countdown is, like, coming up to Secret Wars. So I'm as caught up as I'm gonna be with that sort of stuff. And I was starting reading, like, Uncanny X-Men and Uncanny Avengers. I started reading that. So in that way I can get the build up to Axis. I started reading it. I thought, hold up, I need to go back and read what's happened in Uncanny Avengers. But I'm just going to sit there and read Civil War now. I know that's exactly what's going to happen. I just love it. Oh, the story, the artwork. Oh man, it's just all fantastic. Like, I could do like a whole 2-hour video just talking about Civil War. And like half of that would just be me sitting there just reading it in silence. Like. But so moving on. Hans said, Hans Gruber, are you Hans Gruber from Die Hard? Thought McLean finished you off. First thing first, I actually saw you in my dream. Okay, that's a bit odd. Well, you tried to kill me. That's a little bit more odd. So I guess that makes you the guy in my dreams. I'm just going to swiftly move on past that. I don't know how to take that. What do you think about Vision and the Scarlet Witch for Civil War? They have babies in the comics and are married. Yeah, so like when they obviously spoiler alert for Age of Ultron. Like, if anyone hasn't seen it, like actually quite a major spoiler. Do you know, actually no, I won't say it just in case. I don't want to spoil it just in case nobody's seen it yet. But yeah, like I understand that Scarlet Witch has moved forwards into the Avengers along with Vision, whereas maybe other characters haven't and such. Like, I can understand that because them two coming in together at the same film wasn't an accident. Like, that's planned. Like, they are going somewhere with these two characters. And obviously, like the whole thing with Avengers Disassembled and all that sort of stuff happened because of how mentally unstable Scarlet Witch, like Wanda Maximoff, had become, and part of that was in part to the fact that her relationship with Vision, and that they had kids, and then it turns out they actually never did have kids, and all of it was just a figment of Scarlet Witch's imagination, and because of her reality warping powers, she literally just willed these children into existence. I mean, as far as I know it through Avengers Disassembled, like, I don't know if at some point they actually did have kids and they died. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know through Avengers Disassembled and House of M, it was literally almost like a figment of her imagination, and because she wanted it to be true, her powers literally created it, because she can alter reality, so... whether that's how her powers work in the MCU, we don't know. Just because that's how they work in the comics, they might not make someone that powerful in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so we don't know yet, but... Yeah, so, what do I think about them two? I think, yeah, I think they're going to be the focus, like, not necessarily straight away, but going forward, they're going to be the focus. I mean, Vision's going to be huge. The fact that he's got one of the Infinity Gems on his head, like, I mean, it's a mind gem, like, the one that was originally in Loki's scepter, like, he's now placed on his head, like, he's going to be huge. Like, let's face it, Thanos is coming for these stones, and he has one on his head, which is practically the reason why he's in existence right now. So, like, yeah, like, he's going to be a major role. Thanos, quite literally, wants his head. So, he's going to be huge, and I don't think Scarlet Witch is going to really want that to happen. So, no, I think that when, especially come Infinity War, these two are going to play a major role, I believe. Hey, I haven't seen your name in a long time. But said, Dave, how's it going? It's going fine. How's doing? How you doing, buddy? What are they called? Varen. How's my favourite little Varen doing? Loving the Skyrim series. A question for you. Have you... you be going? Have you been going to the console... Oh, so am I going to be going to the console release of Elder Scrolls Online? Alright, fair enough. I don't know. I've heard quite a few, some good things, some negative things about it. I played it for all the 5 minutes on PC at one point. I don't know. I don't see myself playing it, to be honest with you. You never know what's going to happen, but I don't really see myself playing it right now. The cutest tiger there ever was said, "Hey Dave, how are things for you and your family?" They're fantastic. Thanks for asking. I don't really ask you to play a game usually. I just enjoy whatever you play, but please play Life is Strange. It's like a Telltale game, but developed by Square Enix, and based on time travel with your primary actions, the main storyline stuff, and secondary actions, the side quests, which you find by exploring, affecting the past, present, future significantly. Some of the dialogue can be a bit weird and awkward, but still it's very, very good. Currently there are 3 episodes out. I don't care whether you wait till all 5 are out or start doing your Lego games, but expect to walk through within 3 months after all the episodes are out. Do it for the Tiger Legion will be born, courtesy of Robert Downey Jr. I think that's something about last week. I might have missed that. And some of the most prominent members invites go to Captain of Fire, General of Fire, Aaron Cash, Blade, Sven, and Windelius. God, like, if I could... This is like the Who. It's like I'm getting like a nice catalogue of Spider-Man enemies. Like, are you guys gonna be like my Sinister Six? Windelius, Sven, Blade, Aaron Cash, General of Fire, Captain of Fire, led by the cutest tiger there ever was. Like, you gonna be my Sinister Six? Damn Windelius. But yeah, so yeah. Someone asked about that earlier about Life is Strange. I don't know. Like, this is like you describing it just there is the most I've actually ever heard about it. The fact you say there's past, present, and future time travel. Like, I'm a sucker for time travel. I do enjoy that sort of stuff. So, I don't know. You've piqued my interest more than it was earlier. So, I'll go from probably not to I don't know. I'll have to check it out. So, but I've got a lot of games in the backlog I want to play right now. So, Cutest tiger there ever was also said, also, can you show us your cat at some point? Is it like the one in my picture? Please say yes. No, it's not like the one in the picture. I do not have a baby tiger in my house. But, yeah, maybe one day I'll be doing this captain's quarters and he'll decide to be a little arse and just start scratching on the door and making a lot of noise. And I'll let him in and I'll show you, but I'm not going to voluntarily let him in here because I know what he'll do. He'll panic and he'll knock my webcam open and he'll scratch my eyes out. And but yeah, maybe at some point. Trout Law said, just because you get so many compliments, I say, ah, my eyes! And then, grunt laugh. Thank you very much. Yeah, you need the good with the bad. You can't just be all compliments, as my head will inflate so much it won't fit on this camera anymore. Okie pokey. Blast Eye Studio said, if you could add new additions to the MCU, which characters would you add and why? Also, Black Panther is going to be in Captain America Civil War. Please don't do the JJ voice on cam ever again. Your face is scary. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't remember if it was you that made drop your phone and break it once. I think it was. So not only did the Falcon punch your phone to death, I've now J. Jonah Jameson, you're fired! Your phone again. Oh, sorry, did I just do it again? Oh, shame, it must have just slipped out. But, yeah, so if I could add any new additions to the MCU. So, yeah, we know Black Panther's going to be in Civil War because he's getting his own standalone film coming out of Civil War. Black Panther, we were actually speculating about this in the latest episode of the podcast. We were saying that we actually think, well, at least Tommy did and I agreed, said that he thinks Black Panther's actually going to play a major role in Civil War. Mainly because a couple of weeks ago we showed some behind-the-scenes photos of Civil War, and it looks like they're fighting in Wakanda with Crossbones from Captain America 2. So it looks like that maybe that's where the first big disaster that sets off Civil War is going to happen is in Wakanda, and that's obviously what brings Black Panther into the fray. And then we were speculating, saying that what if Black Panther is going to basically take over the role of Spider-Man, whereas in Civil War, Spider-Man first was on Iron Man's side, and then switched over to Cap's, and it was the whole face reveal thing, and it was major. They can't really do that with Spider-Man in this version of Civil War, because other than the 5 previous films that don't really count, we haven't seen this Spider-Man yet, so it'd be weird if he came out and he was this big character if he hasn't even had his own film yet. However, even though Black Panther hasn't had his own film, I think it would make a lot more sense if Black Panther filled this role. Not only is he a protector of a country, he's a ruler of a country, but he would also be a major player for either side. Like, he would be a massive win if he was on pro-registration, and he would be a massive win if he was on anti-registration. So I think he could, or at least we think he could really fill that role of Spider-Man, in the fact that he could be like they both want him on their side, like, a lot. But yeah, so yeah. But if I could add any new additions to the MCU, I don't know. I think I've been asked this before, and I honestly couldn't really I couldn't think who I'd want to add. Like, they're adding so many in such a great fashion. We discussed, I think, in the last, in episode 6 of the podcast, I think we discussed about Agent Venom being introduced into the MCU, but obviously I don't know how they would do that. Like, what way would they be able to go in doing that? But I would love to see the Fantastic Four. Like, it's never going to happen because they're a Fox thing, and obviously Fox would rather make a load of reboots and Fantastic Four than just let it go back to Marvel. But the Fantastic Four would just be such an awesome introduction to the MCU, and it's a shame because we're probably not going to get them in. So, but no, I'd love it. I think they would just add so much to the cinematic universe. Just to, like, every now and then the Avengers would do something, and Stark would just call up Reed and be like, "Yo, Reed, like, I need your help with this." It would be awesome. But hey ho. Oh look, there's a cat. Said in air quotes, "Anal vaginal." I'm not really sure how to take this. That was deliberate, Captain. No, yeah. So for anyone who missed it or didn't know, anal vaginal was the name of one of the people who left a comment in last week's video. So, no, I didn't mean to do that on purpose. It just slipped out, I guess. So my question for this week, which game, non-Lego, do you plan to play next? So yeah, that was the plan. Like, I know most of you guys are here for the superhero stuff. and it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened. I played Skyrim and Walking Dead at the same time. Like, I normally like to have it, so I'm playing one non-comic book game, and there's always like a superhero comic book game always going. So you've always got, even if those who don't like all of my stuff, they can still got their superhero stuff. It just kind of happened that I started playing Skyrim and Walking Dead at the same time. I mean, obviously Walking Dead does have a comic, but it's not really superhero-y, so yeah. But no, there is superhero games coming next. Originally, I was planning on doing, as you say, a lot of Lego Batman stuff. However, if I do get my next-gen console, as soon as I'm hoping that I do get it, after Walking Dead, it might be Arkham Knight. It would be Batman Arkham Knight. Other than that, a lot of people have been saying about would I do redos on my walkthroughs. I was thinking about doing Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions again. However, the one that seems to be heavily requested is Marvel Ultimate Alliance, redoing a walkthrough of that. So, non-Lego games, what superhero games am I thinking of doing? Was it superhero games or just... oh no, other than Lego, just what do I plan on playing next? Well, other than Lego, the things I plan on playing next are probably all superhero stuff. So, Arkham Knight, I definitely am going to be playing, hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm thinking of redoing Marvel Ultimate Alliance, possibly Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, I'm not certain yet. Other than that, I had a game in my head and I've just lost it. Possibly X-Men Legends, I don't know. I'd have to go back and revisit that game because, I don't know. Maybe Injustice Gods Among Us now, like, who knows? So, yeah, but the ones that are definite, other than Lego stuff, is Batman Arkham Knight and possibly Marvel Ultimate Alliance again. But they're the only ones that are really set in stone, I'd say, right now. Kyle Portella13 said, "Hey Dave, how's it going? Whenever you play a game and put it on YouTube, I feel like I'm right there with you playing the game, and you are my favourite YouTuber. Keep up the great work." Oh, thank you very much, Kyle. Cheers. I appreciate the great work, and that's always what I've tried to do, like make it feel like you are actually there, and like that's why quite often especially in stuff like Skyrim, I talk to the other characters, the NPCs, as if I am Gaston, because that's the whole point. Like, I'm supposed to be there. I am there. I am Gaston, and I am the Dragonborn. So cool. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Blight3D28 said, "Have you played Assassin's Creed? The Assassin's Cream." The Assassins of the bakery world. Have you played the Assassin's Creed games, and which time period do you like to see the Assassin's Creed game? Example, I'd love to see Assassin's Creed game in Sparta. It would be badass. Can you imagine that, like some stealth kill? Like, instead of like shouting it, he just like goes up behind the guy and he's like, "This is Sparta." That'd be pretty cool. But no, I haven't played any of Assassin's Creed. I think I played for about 10 minutes of the second game when I was around like a friend's house once. But nothing against the games, I've just never really had an inkling to play them. One day I'll probably sit down and start playing the very first Assassin's Creed game and just get hooked and just work my way through the whole trilogy, and then you'll see walkthroughs. But no, I haven't really played them, so I couldn't really ask like what time period I'd like to see, because I've heard rumours, or it might be confirmed, I don't know, that the next Assassin's Creed is going to be set in London. So there's that, I guess. AJ Singh said, "Dave, what is your favourite PS1 game?" Oh, you've got quite a few questions, so ask them one at a time. What's my favourite PS1 game? Probably a Crash Bandicoot game. Probably, I don't know. Yeah, probably a Crash Bandicoot game. Like, the first game I ever had on PlayStation was Rayman, followed by Worms Armageddon, and then Doom. So, all of which are fantastic games in their own right, so... I don't know, I'm thinking about a game that I've put the most amount of hours into. At the time, I loved like the SmackDown games. Like, me and my brother played them just endlessly. But probably a Crash Bandicoot, like Crash Bandicoot Warped or Crash Team Racing or something like that. Like, I played hours and hours and hours of time spent playing those games. So yeah, I'd say just any variation of the Crash Bandicoot games probably. Have you ever played Dino Crisis before? No, I haven't, but I have heard of that game before. What is your favourite dinosaur game? Don't really have any. I don't think I've ever played any dinosaur games, really. Probably Jurassic World, the Lego game, when it comes out. Like, that looks like it's going to be fun as all hell. There's a Telltale Jurassic Park game, I think, as well, which I've literally seen a montage of all the deaths, and it's it looks hilarious. There's one like where the guy falls off, like a T-Rex is like on him, and he falls off like these big like shipment crates like on boats and stuff, and as he falls, the crates are falling as well. he's falling down, and as they go together, it looks like he's going to crush him, yet it just grabs his head, and that's it. And then he sees his shoulders down, just like, ah! Just like unnecessarily brutal, but funny nonetheless. But yeah, pretty like the Jurassic Park game when it comes out. I don't think I've ever had any dinosaur games. Have you seen Arachnophobia, the 1990s movie? If so, what do you think of the movie? That's the one with David Arquette in it, is it? No, I don't think I have seen it. I might have seen like a smidgen of it, but I don't plan on watching it. It just seems like one of those just sort of silly films that sometimes you catch on TV and you're like, meh, I'll watch 5 minutes of it, but yeah, I don't really plan on watching it. What is the worst movie you have ever seen? Damn it, this is another one of those ones where you ask me and I know, I'm sitting there and I'm like, there is an answer to this. Like, I know there is a movie I hate. Warhorse. I hated that film. I was, this is one of those ones where I go on a massive rant again. I hated Warhorse. I took Kaylee to see it for Valentine's Day, and I tried to stay silent, but I'm not even gonna start. Like, it was World War. It was a world war. Like, everyone was dying, and yet everyone seemed to care about this horse. Like, I'm sorry, like, if that was actually World War One, some guy would not be like, no, I'm going to risk getting court-martialed and shot in the head to look after this horse. I'll be like, no, I've got a serious case of trench foot going on, and I want something warm in my belly. Like, it bugged me. It doesn't help that I'm not really a huge fan of horses to start with, really, but that film, like, that wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. Like, that film just bugged the hell out of me, because how much everyone loved it. It was so not a good film. But, now, the worst film I've ever seen is like, you have all these ones like Sharknado and, like, the ones that are so carefully named that they're just like the cinema version of a film, but with just like one word replaced or something like that. But, like, stuff like Sharknado and all those sort of ones, they're stupid, but they're sort of supposed to be stupid. The worst films are the ones you see that are taking themselves so deadly serious, yet they are just so appalling. Like the stuff you see on the Sci-Fi Channel and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like, Warhorse bugged me, but like, it wasn't a bad film. Like, the way it was shot and everything was well done. Like, I just didn't like it. But worst movie I've ever seen is probably gonna go with something like one of the Sci-Fi Channel stuff. What do you think of Mephisto? Don't really know too much about Mephisto, really. Like, I saw Mephisto in the Ultimate Alliance game, and obviously Spider-Man dealt with Mephisto with the Brand New Day storyline when he was basically begging for Aunt May's life, and obviously for his secret identity to be hidden again after the effects of Civil War. Awesome story. So yeah, I don't really know too much about Mephisto, really, in fairness. So, you know, he's an evil demon, I guess. Sheik the Bee has made a glorious return with, what's your real name, Dave? My real name is David. I'm not going to tell you my last name, because, that's too much info, I think, to be putting out on the interwebs. So I think just Dave or David will, fit for now. Hell, I just love it when you guys call me Cap. I get a huge kick out of that. Jessica Williams said, if you do not have a blind walkthrough of The Last of Us, can you act as silly as you did with The Walking Dead? Yeah, I play, as you know, I play for all the games that I do when I do walkthroughs of them anyway. But I always act/am surprised when stuff happens. Like, I always make different decisions than I do when I play on my own, so stuff still surprises me. And then I do often forget when stuff's going to happen as well. So like, I am generally surprised when it happens, and then sometimes I just get scared. Like, things jump out and they scare the hell out of me. So yeah, like if I did a walkthrough of The Last of Us, it wouldn't be blind, but I would do it in the same sense that I do Skyrim, that I do Walking Dead. I do all of my walkthroughs where I am that character. And even if I do know what's coming up around the corner, I won't be like, yeah, I know what's coming next, blah, 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 blah. Like, when I play the games, I am that character. So, yeah, it would still be the same way as like Walking Dead and stuff like that. The Lone Gamer said, Khajiits and Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly, that's all you need in life, Lone Gamer. Khajiits and Spider-Man. Like, that's all you need. And you'll die a happy man. Yusuf Yassir has quite a lot of stuff, so I'm going to take a sip of my water. Right, so Yusuf, you see it said, "What's up, Dave? How's it going?" It's doing great, Yusuf. How are you doing? I have some questions for you. Number one, what are the names of the games behind you? Ooh, okay, here we go. This is story time. Names of the games behind me are... Right, on the DS, we have pretty much like all the Pokemons. Black, White, X, Y, Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire, all that sort of stuff. So, Xbox, we have the Mass Effect Trilogy, Red Dead Redemption, Deadpool, Arkham City, Dead Island, X-Men Legends, 1 and 2. There are more, but they're over there. On the PS3, I have Beyond Two Souls, Grand Theft Auto 4, Portal 2, Fallout New Vegas, Red Dead Redemption. I've got 2 Red Dead Redemptions. The Xbox one is Kaylee's, that's why. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption, Heavy Rain, A Little Big Planet, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, 2009, Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, X-Men Legends, Captain America, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Edge of Time, Spider-Man Shattered Dimension, and Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. However, that is not all of them. They're the ones that just sit on my shelf. Over here, I also have Modern Warfare 2, Skyrim, Ultimate Alliance again on the Xbox as well, Walking Dead Season 1 and 2, Wolf Among Us, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Spider-Man, Saints Row 2, Arkham Origins, X-Men Legends 2, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Saints Row the 3rd, I believe. So, yeah, quite a few. It's only when I say them out loud, actually, I realise how many there actually are. So, yeah, quite a few. Number 2, what do you think do you think the actor who plays Loki, cannot remember his name, will be a good or bad Joker if he was to play him? It's Tom Hiddleston, I think that's how you say his name. I think it's Tom Hiddleston. But how would he be if he was to play Joker? I don't know. He seems like he's quite a diverse actor. Like he was actually in War Horse as well. And the second I saw him, I was like, "Hey, it's Loki! Like this film might just get better." And then they killed him. So I was like, "Well, now you've just like the one redeeming quality this film has, and you've just taken it away." But I don't know. Like it's hard. Like when you've already got an actor that's already set and already done like a really good job in a role, it's hard to imagine them playing someone else because you're like, "No, I can only see him playing Loki." But Tom Hiddleston, he seems like quite a diverse actor. I think he would do a good job if he was to play Joker. Like whether I think he would be right for the part, like no, I think there'll probably be a lot of other people out there who'd be better fitted for Joker. But I think if he was given the role, I think he'd do a decent job of it. Number 3, I thought of a good Marvel MMORPG game and would like to hear your opinion on it. Alright, I'm going to get another sip, a bit of story time coming. Okay, so, the story would be that Ultron is winning a war between the heroes, so Reed Richards creates a serum to give selective trained people powers, but the machine it was in explodes and gives powers to a majority of the population. You then create a character with his or her own backstory and 3 types of powers: offensive, defensive, and travel, and you can unlock more later on. And then you and other players work together to fight Ultron, but it will only be for the first 10 missions. After that, heroes and villains will try and persuade you to join their side, and depending on your choice, the outcome will be different. So, what do you think if you were going to play that? What would your 3 powers be? Offensive, defensive, and travel. And will you be a hero or villain? Mine would be energy, Deadpool's healing, and web slinging, and I would be a hero. So, you know, actually, that story isn't actually too dissimilar to when I was in college. They said you had to come up with a game idea, and I created something not exactly like that, but sort of similar in the sense that obviously you're a normal human and you got powers, and you were asked to pick a side between heroes and villains. That's actually kind of similar to the story that I came up with in college, and it's actually how me and Tommy became friends as well. Like we both come up with the exact same story without having ever spoken to each other. So yeah, something a little bit backstory there. So no, I think it's quite a cool idea. I think that's quite a decent idea. Like you got a story that first gets you into the game, and then once you're in the game, once you're already hooked into the game, then you get something that sort of builds it out into something more with the whole having to pick a side, hero, villain, different outcomes. So yeah, no, I think it's kind of cool. So what powers would I have? Offensive, defensive, and travel. So I want to have ice abilities, like Iceman, but would that be offensive or would it be defensive? Because obviously throwing out ice shards, freezing people is offensive, but defensive, if I turn myself to ice, create an ice shield, I suppose really I could have it as either. Could have it as travel as well. But, do you know what? I would, oh no, actually. Oh, wait, no, travel's the third one. Okay, cool. So what I'd have offensive would be my ice powers, like basically like Iceman. My defensive would be healing factor, kind of as you said, like with Deadpool's healing, or in my case would be Wolverine's healing. So in that way, and you can sort of like tie that into the ice powers as well. So you say it's because you can turn yourself into like an ice shape. You can heal yourself by literally just making that area be liquidated and then re-heal. So like. Yeah, so offensive ice powers, defensive like healing factor, and travel. I was going to say flight, but I'm kind of thinking teleportation. Yeah, teleportation. Just because you could then say like, because of your ice powers, you can literally just dissolve yourself into water molecules and just like evaporate and like rebuild yourself anywhere you like in the world. So yeah, offensive ice powers, defensive healing factor, and travel teleportation. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. And of course I'd pick hero. No, there's no way I can't. Like I tried playing Renegade on Mass Effect, and even then I still felt like a jerk. Like I just had to be nice. Like there's only so far I could push it. Like I still had to be nice to some people. Like, but, yeah, so number 4 was, I watched your Little Big Planet video and it sounded like you were having fun. You should bring your girlfriend into more of your kart walkthroughs, and also, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, how did you and your girlfriend meet? I'm curious. Sorry for the long comment, thanks for answering, you're the best and have a good week. Thank you very much, and have a good week yourself. So yeah, you watched my Little Big Planet video. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I've got a video. If you go onto my video section on YouTube, and just in the search bar type date night, and you'll find a video that me and my girlfriend made, just sitting there one night playing Little Big Planet, and sort of just made like a little montage and put all the like the funniest clips together and stuff like that. So yeah, it was fun. Like I've spoke to Kaylee a few times about like walkthroughs and stuff like that. But as fun as that was, like we might make a video like that down the line again, just like a little revisit back to Little Big Planet, and make a little montage. But as regards to like a full walkthrough, even if she did like the idea of doing something like that, there's no way we'd ever be able to get it to like both our time schedules. Like we would both have to be in the right frame of mind. Both of us will have to be like non-tired from work. So like, it's a cool idea. Just it probably wouldn't actually happen. Like when I did that Little Big Planet thing, like the idea was we were going to go through and play levels. I was going to make it a series, and it just ended up being better, like cutting it down into like funny clips, because obviously like even though I do this and it's finally got to understand, obviously it would be brand spanking new for her, so she'd obviously be like worried that she wouldn't be doing it right and stuff like that. So who knows? Like I really doubt I'd ever do like a co-op walkthrough, but like a revisit to Little Big Planet, something like that. Like yeah, like I'd be up for that. That'd be kind of fun. And also, how did me and Katie meet? So yeah, so obviously like I won't go into too greater details, because I don't want to give away like divulge too much of like sensitive information or anything like that. But how did we meet? So we were actually in school together. Like the way our schools worked is you had 8 different forms, like 8 different classes, and they were divided down the middle. So you had like forms like 1 to 4, one half of the year, and then 5 to 8 with the other half of the year. I was in form 2, and she was in 7, I want to say. So like we were in 2 separate halves of the year. As a result, we never communicated. None of our classes were together. We never saw each other on the playground. So like for 5 years, we never saw each other. Like we never spoke. Funnily enough, like in our end of year photo, she's like 2 people behind me. So that's really weird. But yeah, so like, we never spoke. And then like years and years later, I'm working just as a barman. And she happens to get a job working the weekend shift. So again, like we worked in the exact same building, but we never crossed paths. Like I'd do Tuesday to Friday, I think I did, and she did Sunday. So again, we never saw each other. But yeah, it was just by chance. I was sitting there, I think I was recording some videos, or I was just playing the computer or something like that. And my friends asked me if I wanted to come down to the pub, and I honestly could not be bothered. I really did not want to. But the bar we were going to was like if I lived here, like, it was there. Like, it was, no joking, a 2-minute walk away. So, had it been anywhere else, I would have said no. But because it was just so close, I was like, yeah, alright, fine, why not? Like, I can come play the computer anytime. So I wandered off down there, and, yeah, there she was. She came over, she said hello, and I was like, oh, yeah, we worked together, we used to go to school together, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, the rest is history, as they say. So, yeah, there you go. A little bit of history. And now, 3 years, God, nearly 4 years later, we live together. So, imagine what had happened if I had never gone down to the bar that day. What if I had sat there in my flowery shorts, and I just sat there and I kept playing, Call of Duty or Ultimate Alliance or wherever it was I was playing. Like, how differently would life have gone, eh? Hey ho. Like, either way, I'm glad I went. Best decision I ever made. How much like my life would suck now if I hadn't been bothered to get off my bum and go down to the pub that day, eh? But, yeah, there you go, a little backstory for anyone who's interested. Matthew Barnett said, love your Marvel videos, thanks for the videos. Yeah, thank you very much, man. Like, after Walking Dead and Skyrim, like, the Marvel stuff, DC stuff, it's all going to be coming back. Like, superhero stuff is, definitely needs to make a return. It's, I haven't done any superhero stuff for a while, and I miss it, so. Sophie Wilson said, I'd love to see another playthrough of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Dave. That, or Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 with Anti-Reg, that's my request. And then Yellow Safety said, that would be awesome. I've been hoping for it ever since he uploaded Something Wrong video. Yeah, that was the same video that made me think, like, I really would, I'd really love to play on my Alliance game. But, yeah, there you go. Like, just as I said to Matthew Barnett, like, the Marvel superhero stuff, it definitely is coming back. And I think Ultimate Alliance, I think that needs a new updated 2015 walkthrough. Like, that would be really cool. Especially because, like, regards to, like, when I played that, I think it was 2011, I did that walkthrough, maybe. I think it was roughly around about that time. To now, like, the amount of comics I've read, the amount of superhero knowledge I know compared to back then is exponential, like, the amount it's grown. So, like, I think it would be really cool to go back and replay it now, so. Joe Joy said, hi, Cat, my name is... And then there was nothing, so... Are you the real Slim Shady, Joe Joyce? Are you? Aidan Few said, hey Captain Dave, your videos are awesome, and when are you going to play X-Men Legends? I don't know. I've spoke about this loads of times in the past, but I went out and I bought new cables, I bought a really old Xbox, just so I could play the X-Men Legends games. And I played one, and I quite enjoyed it. It was actually quite a fun game. And then I got to number 2, and number 2 was the one I was really looking forward to, and I don't know what it was, I just didn't enjoy it. I still haven't completed it, I got really bored, and I just stopped playing it. But it's like, I don't know, something about it is just, I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it. But I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that I can't get like HD quality out of this console, because for some reason all the European-made old Xbox have the HD capability, but you need to like chip or mod the Xbox to be able to get it in HD. So whereas it might look really cool and really nice on a PC, or if you've got like an old Xbox in America or something like that, it's kind of like a bit grainy and a bit just messy to look at on my screen. So I don't know, like, I would like to, but it's in that as I said about the 3 columns, it's in the maybe column. Like, I would like to, but I don't know yet, so we'll have to see how it goes. The Wild Rider said, thanks for reading my comment, you rock, been sub since Arkham Origins. You're welcome, Wild Rider. You also do rock. I need to sip a drink, because I can literally just feel dust coming out of my mouth. Oh, it's such a dry throat. Neil Milling said, hello Dave, my laptop went down, so couldn't get to watch your videos, but back now, I think it's working right. Good to finally see your face. I would love to watch your videos, but I'm really not a fan of Skyrim or zombies, please no hate. This isn't saying I don't like the channel anymore, just waiting for more Marvel stuff for you to do. Again, guys, please don't hate. Not hating on the captain. I wish him all the best. Don't worry, Neil. I accept criticism. It's fine. Everyone can't love everything. And to you saying you don't know what we look like. I'm 21, live in England. Black medium hair, blue eyes, normal build. I really like how you try and get us know us better, and can't wait to start a YouTube channel. I would like if you could check it out when I start it. All the best, Dave. Yeah, sure. Whenever you start, just let me know, and I'll click on whatever the name is that you've commented with, and I'll have a look. But yeah, I like to get to know you guys. Like, obviously, if everyone was to say I look like this and this is what I do, blah blah blah, I wouldn't be able to remember like everyone. But no, I love to hear about you guys. Like, you guys spend so long watching my videos. It's nice to know the people that are watching this sort of stuff. So that's why I do this whole Captain's Quarters thing. But no, like you saying that you're not really a big fan of Skyrim and zombies. Like, that's fair enough. Like, that's why I always try and I used to always try and get like one superhero, like either Marvel or DC, but one superhero we walk through going alongside something like a Mass Effect or a Skyrim. But I don't know, just like for some reason it just happened to land that I did Walking Dead and Skyrim at the same time. Like I guess I wasn't thinking when I started doing it, but yeah, like when I actually get my ass back in gear and the videos start coming back out again, I'll finish off The Walking Dead, and then we're gonna have like either Arkham Knight or Ultimate Alliance, and like the superhero stuff will be coming back. Don't worry about that. Neil Milling said, just on a side note, you definitely need to do more JJJ impressions. Well, how can I disappoint? I wouldn't want to disappoint my subscribers. If I disappointed you guys, then I'd be fired! Sorry, I just did it again, didn't I? I remember someone said they didn't like the JJ impression. Sorry, man. You guys ask and you guys receive. The 11th Doctor said, are you going to do this full time? I have no idea what this means. So, I apologise and I will be moving on. Cat Bob said, greetings Dave, this is Captain Bob. The only thing I have to say is... Oh man, a lot of white space. Pause for suspense is... Web of Shadows, good day sir. Web of Shadows. You made me scroll down for Web of Shadows. How dare you, Captain Bob. Reggae Cooley said, hi Dave, 2 questions. Top 3 favourite superheroes in Marvel, top 3 superheroes in DC. Love your videos, and by the way, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. So, top favourite superheroes in Marvel. Spider-Man. I want to say Spider-Man, Human Torch, Iceman, but I'm thinking Spider-Man, The Thing, and I was thinking for quite a long time Cyclops. Like, I really do like Cyclops as a character, but he's gone a bit crazy recently. So Spider-Man, Thing, Iceman. There you go. They're my 3 favourites. And top 3 superheroes in DC. I'm not that well known in my DC knowledge, so I will go with Flash, Batman, and bear in mind, obviously, I've never read any DC comics other than Flashpoint, and I think the first issue of the New 52 Justice League. So, Flash, Batman, and I don't really know many others. I know nothing about him, but I'm just going to say the Green Lantern for the sake of coming up for one. But I don't really know any DC superheroes, really. Not well enough, so... Yeah, so Flash, Batman, and I don't know, Green Arrow, I guess. And for Marvel, Spider-Man, Thing, and Iceman. Right, so, the General of Fire said, Dave, I have exciting news. This Saturday at 7 o'clock, I am going on my first flight. I will be piloting a Cessna plane. I'm only 15. How cool. Oh, that's cool, man. Like, I don't know what a Cessna plane is, but I'm 26 and I've never flown a plane before, so, or flown a plane, I guess I should say. Correct English, Dave. But yeah, I've never flown a plane before. Like, I try and avoid going in planes as much as possible because I do not like flying. So yeah, man, like that's pretty cool. The German Fire also said, I sent a comment, but I can't find it, so I'll let you know. For some reason, I thought you looked like Grant Ward from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's cool. Grant Ward's a badass. Like, I like his character so much more since the whole Hydra thing happened. Like, his character's just awesome now. Like, he's cool. But before, he was a bit too like clean shaven, stick up his ass, all round good guy. Like, he was cool, but he needed an edge, and like since the whole Hydra thing went down, like his character's become really cool. So yeah, cheers, man. Like, I don't see the resemblance myself, but I'll take the compliment. Cheers, man. And I hate Aaron Cash and Web of Shadows and Rex. No, from ME1. Spider-Man is the best. I'm going to Navy ROTC, whatever that means, boot camp for a week. So no videos for me. Just running every day at 5:30 in the morning. As I said, I'm going to fly this weekend. Cool right now. Yeah, so yeah, the videos will be here waiting for you when you get back. Don't worry, you do your thing. You fly your planes. You get up and you run at 5:30 every morning, like rather than you than me, buddy. Like, there is nothing that gets me up before 5:30 unless I need to go to the toilet or my cat. Like, yeah, like incessantly my cat will wake me up every morning, but 5:30. But no, you do your thing, man. Like, these videos will be here when you get back. You do what you've got to go do. And you enjoy it. It sounds like you're pretty excited for it. So yeah, with that being said, that is all the questions done and dusted for the last 2 weeks. Sorry for missing last week's, guys. I was busy off having fun in Amsterdam. So yeah, but with that being said and done, if you guys got any pressing questions, anything you want to ask me, or just anything you want to put in the comments, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get through and I'll start answering that next time in the Captain's Quarters. But as for now, my name's Captain Dave. This has been the Captain's Quarters, and I'll catch you guys later.